So today on this episode of Yard and Shop, I'm at Walsh Construction, and I'm with Tim Hogan and Pete Walsh, who are going to take us around and show us a little bit about their facility.
So this first part of the yard here is really the equipment that we are using. At the height of the season now, it's pretty rare for us to see an excavator or a dozer in here.
Yeah.
They're all out working on the projects.
Sure.
And if they do come in and out, it's a real quick turnaround job for us.
Those are concrete agitator trucks. It is an oscillator. You would set a piece of casing pipe in it vertically. It clamps the pipe and ultimately rotates it and pushes it into the ground. This one can handle up to 2,500 millimeter diameter casing pipe for bridge piers and what have you. Those are vibratory hammers, again, foundation equipment. So these heads get hung off of a crane and the jaws clamp down on sheeting and or soldier pile, and it literally just shakes them at such a velocity that they sink into the ground. They'll use them for supportive excavation or foundation.
I think we're currently tracking 9,000 inventory items. Really, when you talk about motorized pieces, it's probably half of that. And from there, then I think there might be 1,600 or 1,700 trucks.
These are IDBIs, or independent dowel bar inserters. In a concrete road or runway or taxiway, the concrete oftentimes does not have rebar. So the concrete is slabbed into individual sections. What the dowel bars do is ties them together, but allows for expansion and contraction in hot and cold. You've got 2800s and 6300s. A 6300 will pave up to 24 feet wide, and a 2800 will go up to, I believe, 32 feet wide. You just put the concrete out in front of it and it comes smooth off the back at whatever width you particularly need. This is the tine and cure machine.
So the little lines in the road for traction?
So that's a tine rake. Sometimes there's a broom, sometimes there's a rake, sometimes it's horizontal, sometimes it's longitudinal. It just depends on the project specification. That's the auger.
To create the proper surface for the concrete.
Correct, so it will mix the concrete underneath the pan. There's vibrators that smooth out the concrete, and ultimately you get the smooth finish from there. Then again, the tiner comes through and gives it its surface finish.
The Procore Construction Health Indicator is how we take a daily pulse of the construction industry. Powered by Graphic and their super smart data scientists, we pull together tons of economic data from every corner of the web and turn that data into a single number. We start with three major indicators of construction industry health: labor, commodities, and investments. We run these typically disconnected numbers through a mathematical filter and end up with national and regional health scores ranging from 60 to 100. Information and statistics are great, but at the end of the day, it's not the numbers that are important, but what those numbers mean to you. And that's what the Health Indicator offers. Meaningful data, served up how you need it, when you need it. You keep building, we'll keep crunching the numbers, and we'll meet you back here daily as scores refresh.
So this is one of our lube trucks.
Okay.
The guy that runs this usually works second shift so he can catch more of the machines when they're not being used. So he holds all of his oil on there. We have the high volume fill hoses for him to dump his waste oil into that tank there, refill all his compartments. He gets his filters from our shelves that are back over there, or the kits that we put together on the bays, end of the bays, for whatever day's work he has. And so he runs in and out of here every day with that.
So what are they doing on this guy here?
We are doing a full-on refurbishment of, this is a concrete placing belt. So there's a hopper in the rear, extend this out to reach over any obstructions in order to place concrete on the job. As you get into a machine, you start finding other things wrong with it. So try to factor that in when we're figuring out how long we have in order to get a repair done. There's a placer trimmer. That belt goes on the rear. On the front is either a hopper or a trimming head. This can be used to place concrete or fine grade stone. It will run on a GPS system to grade down a sub base to an exact level.
So we come in our 3 20-ton overhead cranes. Second one spans 4 work bays, so we have coverage of 8. And then that final bay has 32-foot wide doors, so we can fit our largest cranes in there. The balance of the bays are 16-foot doors. So really with our 3 overhead cranes, we span a total of 10 work bays.
Wow.
We're doing a rebuild on a Manitowoc 999. So we're in the final stages of this rebuild. In the next 2 weeks, we'll be testing. Start to finish will have taken about 2.5 months.
Pretty rare for a shop to be sized to get a machine like this inside. So like I said, our 32-foot doors on the end that we planned specifically for these 2 end bays to get our larger cranes and paving equipment inside here.
Should we look at the washing bay?
Yep.
Maintenance and inspection later the machine helps us identify where the challenges are, what we need to repair. And then once the machine goes through the repair process, we try to bring it back through the wash bay, make sure that we do a final clean before it's reassigned to a project.
Yeah, this is our paint booth. We will do touch-up paint or full paint job on something new.
So there was a time where we used to purchase a lot of used equipment and we had to paint complete machines. As our fleet has gotten newer, we're not dealing with as many complete repaints. Where we get some rusty areas on the lower positions of the machines, lower portions of the machines, we repaint those, and then a lot of our boom sections require sandblasting and painting to keep them from deteriorating.